Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode on Your View. I am Afolabi-Brown. As always, I have my co-hosts here. Hi ladies.
Good morning, Mariah.
Hi,
How
Jim.
are you today?
Great, what's up? How was your weekend?
I had a great weekend, restful. I discovered one oatmeal that you can have prepared like eba, amala, but it has less calories, you know, and so for people who are dieting or watching their sugar levels, good for them.
Regular oats?
Yes, some kind of oat meal.
But you know you could do it.
You can use your regular oats.
Yeah, that's what I do. Regular oats. I ground it and I...
Oh, very nice. It looks, it tastes like semo, actually, very nice.
Yeah.
Auntie Kike said I should ask school that this meningitis epidemic, are schools asking parents if their children have been immunized?
We don't even have the right immunization yet for this strain.
It's not widely available.
For this
Type
strain.
C. Yeah, this stereotype C. Anyways, let's jump to Tope. How was your weekend?
It was very restful too. Very, very restful. It was so restful that on Saturday I was like, should I go to the gym this evening? Because I was feeling so free. A lady now told me, one of my fellow new friend in the gym was like, I get the feeling it's shocking you at the moment. Don't get burnt out. So that I should rest. So I enjoyed resting. I did experiments. We had egg and potatoes, mashed potatoes. It was really nice. Baked potatoes. Everything was potato, no bread, nothing. I'm enjoying the experiments.
Great.
Finding new ways to make interesting meals.
Fantastic. Good. Alicious, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm fine.
Nice
though.
shoes.
Thank you very much. Oh.
She's going to be showing us. Don't worry.
Showing you
And we
what?
just got back.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you doing?
She won a gunner.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm happy. This weekend, finally, they brought our light. I think after maybe like 5 days. You know, it's really crazy.
How have you been surviving?
I don't know. I had to empty my entire freezers. Thankfully, I had a family that they were really large. So I kept bringing things. The last batch of sausages I took to them, that was what they had for breakfast on Saturday morning. You know, they just say, thank you. They don't understand.
It was condition.
You know, but I don't really eat
but
it. It was meant for my children, and they won't eat it before it goes bad.
Sometimes God uses
you know,
as a
so
blessing.
they brought the light. They brought the light yesterday, and I was wondering, for goodness sake, you know, these are the basic things that we need for survival in this country.
That's our Honorable Otumba that came down on the show. After the show on Friday, I saw him waiting to come on TN. And I complained to him.
Yeah.
I said, just text me your address. So I sent him my address.
What happened?
Sharp, I wrote like.
Ah.
I called him, you're powerful.
Are you kidding?
You know,
I called him immediately.
But Muriah, on a serious note, I'm still asking Lagos State government. I don't understand. They're doing Lagos State at 50. Where is the ladies of Your View? What are we doing?
Leave that
No, I will keep talking because it's not fair.
Don't worry. They will come back.
See, my project for...
Can we go on a break now?
No, we are not going on a break yet. We still have time. 2019 is coming, Mariah. They will now call me to come and speak.
Don't shout it. You see, Yorubas, they say you cover those kind of secrets. Don't fi no yawo. Don't fi no yale.
And tell me about Konrumu, right?
Yeah, that's another one. So both of you are doing two different things. You are saying two different things.
Please, we want to be part of the Lagos story at 50. We are part of it.
Okay.
No problem.
Let's take a break now.
What
When we
happened over
come
the weekend,
back-
Mariah?
Oh, I had a party on Saturday. I had another 50-year birthday. No, it was a wedding. Wedding on Saturday. And I had a 50-year birthday on Sunday. Nice. I hung out with Oga.
Nice.
So I need something happen.
Okay, what about the makeup and everything? Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, we're going to start with the Punch. Our 13 billion naira probe. NIA finance officials to appear before Shimbajo panel today. Picture here, Adelike's last outing on Saturday. Buhari, Oni, Tinubu, governors, others mourn Adeleke, late senators, supporters protest. 2 generals escape death in Borno IED explosions. Militants kill 3 policemen, 4 others in Ogun. FG plans fresh upgrade of 22 airport terminals. Saraki Unguta, others, may forfeit alleged undeclared assets. 8 die in Lagos, Ogun, Anambra road crashes. $17 billion stolen crude. Chinese firm denies DPR's $2.6 billion claim. And alleged neglect. Militants threaten to resume bombings in Niger Delta.
I wanted to quickly talk about the human angle story, the people that died in Ogun and Anambra, especially the Anambra story. They said that a gentleman was
two children.
Was walking. It was a small village with his children, and I think how many were they? They were like 5.
2 sister-in-laws.
2 sister-in-laws. They were walking on the roadside, and a convoy, you know, was driving recklessly on top speed.
Did they mention
and
who?
Knocked them down. They are yet to identify the owner of that
convoy.
And I think it's important they find it out, because I don't understand
Yeah.
why, first of all, in a small village,
Yeah.
you are driving on such high speed.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And now the people are dead.
Yeah.
Please, they
And
should
the one
look
that happened in
into it.
Lagos and
Sad story.
Isolo also.
I wanted to pick on the human angle where militants
Militants
killed
killed
policemen.
yeah.
It sounded very similar
to what happened
last week. Is it the same story?
Well, it was on the borderline of Lagos and Ogun State, so it's
Exactly
it's
the same.
thing.
The militants had kidnapped an expatriate, and the policemen were trying to rescue. There was a shootout. One resident was shot. A few policemen were killed. It
I
sounded
think they
so
still also went to a man's house to rob him or something of about some huge amount of money.
4.7 million
naira.
proceeds from his petrol station and some other
yes,
job
and you
others.
know, Amosu has been shouting about, you know, that the borderline waterways and all
I
that.
think it was
It's important.
Chidaramola, he was a businessman.
Yes, he
What are we
was.
going to do about state policing? Because the states has to control what
Well,
goes
the police,
on to a large
the
extent.
states
That's
have a meeting
legislation,
on militancy, so hopefully they will discuss all these issues and how
the
to.
Southwest.
Southwest Police and governors. Moving on to the nation. Battle to recover $15 billion gas sales dividends begins. Shock, anger as Adeleke dies at 62. UK home owners to pay taxes in Nigeria. So the headline, I think, who has that story? Right?
Well, we have a half-half, both of us. They said since 2011 now?
2000 to 2014, I believe. But the issue is that they're saying that NLNG did not remit, based on the NAT's audit report, saying that they did not remit this money between those years to the federal account.
And in 2011, they used about allegedly used 7-point-something billion for the re-election of then President Jonathan.
I think
you
they're telling us what they've told us before. We
We're
heard this story.
When they say they want to recover, is it that the money was touched somewhere and they're going to get it back?
Please, I want to quickly talk about our finance minister, Kemi Adeosun, who, while talking in Washington, mentioned that Nigerians who own property in the UK, she's in talks with the UK government that they must come and pay tax. Because if you can buy a business class ticket and fly to UK and go and buy property over there, and you're not paying taxes in Nigeria,
there's a problem.
We will find you.
And she said that right now what they're trying to do with the tax collation, because they said, imagine how many of us we are in Nigeria. Only 13 million people are paying taxes. So what they want to do is that they want to collate data to ensure that this, you know, they're taking small information. So if you like, go and buy business class ticket, they'll just be monitoring you quietly. And the government, the good thing is that the UK government is willing to work hand in hand with them.
People won't mind paying taxes if you can see how well it's being used.
God bless you.
I think that I'm paying taxes, I'm a little annoyed when I see that somebody, I don't know, I'm just saying that it will be easier to get them to pay when they know. I'm paying, and so I'm not seeing it.
In Lagos State, you're not seeing at all.
That is Lagos State.
No, I pay to
I don't understand.
Lagos State is one. Federal government is the other. Kemi Adeosun is talking about the federal government. It's not about Lagos State.
But what they're getting from the federal government is really, really small.
How well have you used the little that
may I use myself as an example, because I pay taxes to federal government and I pay to Lagos State, and I'm not proud of my taxes the way it has been used in the federal government. I walked to the Lagos State tax people to go and start paying my taxes myself during the time of Governor Fashola, because I saw the work he was doing. So I totally agree with Tope, what she's saying. If all you are hearing is how billions are flown somewhere and people who are already impoverished, you want to further tax them.
I think you should pay first.
Valid point, but at the same time, we need to pay.
Yeah,
we have to pay.
Pay first, then you will know whether they are working.
Moving on to Vanguard. Ikoyi Cash, Oshimbajo's panel invites NIA DG's aides. Tension in Oshun over ex-governor Adeleke's death autopsy ordered. Anti-graft war aimed at destroying opposition, says Colonel Umar. And Buhari others mourn Onuora Ezeku, co-author of Eze Goes to School.
I wanted to take the Adeosun story.
Sorry,
Adeleke. He was the first civilian governor of Osun State. Blogs have it that he was 31 when he became governor. But if he was 62 when he died yesterday, he must have been 37 when he became governor in January 1992. He went for a political rally in Osun State on Saturday and died of heart attack in the early hours of yesterday.
Of running tummy.
And so they had carried his body home. He was supposed to be buried by 4 p.m. today. He's the uncle of Davido Adeleke. His family are asking for an autopsy, so they've returned him to Laduke Akintola.
I think it's very important that they do that autopsy because you see...
why isn't it automatic?
You understand? I think every death in this country, we should always probe what is the cause of this death, so that we can have, proper...
but from what I read,
proper information for the future.
He had called his doctors on Saturday that he wasn't feeling very well. He had issues with his leg initially. They gave him drugs. They still went on to the rally. Which is why they started complaining about his tummy. So that's why they're asking for an autopsy. So we'll see what happens.
So his people in Ede were now protesting. They blocked the Ibadan-Oshogbo road because of the call for that autopsy. They are alleging that he may have been poisoned.
Okay, well, we'll see how that
goes.
May
his soul rest in perfect peace.
We are patiently awaiting the NIA's, the investigation is ongoing.
It started?
I'm excited about the fact that the team seem to have people that people already have a little trust in. That, okay, the vice president, the
Attorney General,
and so we're waiting to see what the result would be.
Well, he has invited the aides of
how did it happen?
Those DGs.
The aides of
all the DGs, yes.
Remember that it's the same Attorney General that told us in January that the Secretary General of the Federation, Babachir Lawal, was free of all allegations made against him.
He's going to have to be. We are waiting. We'll see. Okay, our final paper, which this morning is Daily Sun. Colonel Umar hates Buhari's government, condemns detention of Dasuki, disrespect of Jonathan. Rivers 2019, Amechi fights Abe. That's Magnus Abe, calls him a traitor. Federal government sets up central recovered loot accounts. International private investors express interest in Arik and Aero. Pencom, Senate presidency set to clash over new DG. And violence protests over Adeleke's death. Igbo marginalization cause of Biafra agitation, says ex-minister Odom. Okay, the major headline, who has that story?
I have the story. So, former military governor of Kaduna State, Colonel Umar, was condemning the federal government, saying that the case against Dasuki seems to be a witch hunt because many courts have granted him bail, that he thinks that is because Dasuki was on the other side, meaning that he was loyal to Jonathan. That's why he's being witch hunted, and that he doesn't think is right, that the way the presidency is treating Jonathan and Dasuki.
I think for me,
it goes beyond Jonathan, because we have the case of Kanu, who is also being held. And the government holding people after they've been released by court is a major issue. So the colonel can make a statement concerning fighting for the human rights, people that have been legally released, but shouldn't link it when it takes it to Jonathan.
For me, I want to say that if the federal government want to fight this war, they should make sure they go before any court with substantial evidence that will put that person. But if the court now decides to say that this
let
person
them
is
go
free,
on bail.
let them go. Then if you have anything, keep digging. When you get again, you can now rearrest.
And
but let law be seen to be fair.
All right.
Bail is not even saying that the person is innocent. It's just saying that you can go home and be coming to trial.
I was going to pick on the story concerning the federal government creating a single account for all the looted funds so that we can trace it. It's important that, according to her, she's asked all the major agencies collecting funds to be able to put into one account. So we know,
good one.
All right.
I think it makes sense.
Let's take a break now. When we come back, South African-based Nigerian pastor was charged for human trafficking. That's pretty hot over the social media. We're going to talk about it a bit. And molestation of 30 girls. And later, color therapy. for behavioral and life issues. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, South African-based Nigerian pastor, Pastor Tope-Mark-Odigie, was charged with human trafficking and molestation of more than 30 girls. According to reports, Pastor Tope-Mark-Odigie allegedly handpicked the girls, about 30 of them, and forced them to live in his house, where they are forced to have unprotected intercourse with him. However, the Christian Association of Nigeria is expressing their fears that Mr. Mark-Odogie's arrest might trigger more anti-Nigerian sentiment in South Africa. Now, what are your thoughts on this? It's your view. You can call us on 070-80668014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. Now, we all obviously condemn molestation and human trafficking. But the issue is, in this kind of situation in another country, when you're having our citizens getting into the hands of the other side of the law in other countries, how do we ensure they're protected? I mean, I don't want to go that far, but this issue, let me start. This issue, what are your thoughts on this should have happened? And we'll now go to his rights as a citizen, because we're fearful of the issue we're having with xenophobia in South Africa. And we don't want, especially Khan's fear, saying that, listen, we don't want these people to, especially because he's not being allowed to go on bail. He was put in court, he's not been allowed bail, and that's unfair. But let's talk first on the issue. What are your thoughts on what happened and how we expect our government to at least help and ensure that this man is treated properly?
My first thought was, were the girls forced into his house? As in, I've been in my church for how many years? I don't know where my pastor's house is. But then when I read again, I saw that they were forced. Then I wondered, what sort of girls? Did he bring them from Nigeria and so they owe an allegiance to him? You know, that, oh, I'll help you out in South Africa, and that's why you will go through sexual molestation over and over again. Although the report is only one of the girls.
I'm wondering
who is, so the remaining 29, are they under some kind of spiritual bondage?
People are saying that these are trumped up charges.
We don't
know.
have enough. I am totally against sexual molestation, human trafficking, so that put aside. We've also had, sadly, cases of pastors that do these things, and it's been proven. So you can't entirely throw it all away that this is hogwash. But when I read the research and did other research concerning what the allegations are about, it seemed like they're just saying, oh, we heard, we've been following him, we've been trailing him. So they said there was just one lady that said that she's 25 now, and that when she was 14, she was sexually molested by the man. And they said there are 30 other people involved. How did it happen? Was he bringing people from Nigeria? And this is not a small pastor. He's a big pastor. His programs are televised within Nigeria. I've watched him before. He has a TV station that is a Christian channel. He has branches within. He's not a small person.
He has a branch in the UK.
The way he was arrested also speaks of something funny. They had eight armed men came to arrest him. He was handcuffed and taken, like it was dragged. That it was
inside the toilet.
From you know, there was so much drama involved in it that people feel like, oh, because they don't like him because he's Nigerian, and all that has to do with it, that this xenophobic sentiment is being brought to play on his situation. I think that we need to visit it as a nation. Nigeria.
What are your thoughts on this whole arrest? Because his members are saying, listen, this man is a real man of God.
Their lives were transformed.
He has transformed lots of lives in South Africa. So
there are other sentiments that he's a rock star pastor, you know, driving luxury cars, living in luxury houses, wearing designer suits, you know, posh.
First of all, I think whether we like it or not, I want to commend the South African government, because you see, I knew...
That's assuming he's guilty.
No, wait, not whether assuming he's guilty. For the fact that he's been alleged to have had 30 girls, you know, that he's molesting or whatever, I commend them for taking the bold step to arrest. Because that is not what we would see in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we we would have said, ah, no, he's a man of God. Touch not my anointed, do my prophet
We'll
no
go and
harm.
shake them.
So I'm very excited, first of all, that, you know, they are taking up the matter. Where I would have an issue is if we start to, if we as, Christians start to make it, a personal thing. He is a man, and he's been alleged to have had 30 girls in his house and molesting them. They've done the right thing.
So he should go and defend himself in court.
People in church, yes. People in churches, we follow our leaders blindly. And I always say this all the time. You cannot vouch for the next person. You are not in the person. You
know that argument, but I want us to also remember something, that he's a Nigerian. Even albeit a criminal, his rights should be protected. That's what Kant's fears were. But let me take this call from Efe. Okay. Efe, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, go ahead, please.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Please, one thing about the South Africans. To me, I don't believe, for instance, now the pastor issue. There is no way the home of pastor is always country of a member. People always want it. And there is no way the cockroach can be innocent. It can be innocent in the garden of fowl. I'm just tired of this South African issue. They don't like us. That is all I want to say.
Okay.
You see, that's the thing.
It's a possibility.
What I did.
I've thought about this, and I think that he's a human being, regardless of that he's a Nigerian. I also think that he's able to defend himself. He has the resources to. So it won't be that a violation, except South Africa. So except the South African government and the legal system are being funny, where we'll now say Nigerian government should look into it. But if it's just that he's been alleged to commit a crime, he's been taken to court, let him have his day in court.
Let me take this call from Olasukumi. Olasukumi, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'm there.
Morning, go ahead, please.
Hello?
We can hear you clearly, Olasukumi. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, Jumake and
Good morning.
to Ms. Brown, Afolabi-Brown. Yeah, I want to say this. Let's not use emotion sometimes in maybe because of our religious affiliation. This thing that happened in South Africa is a welcome development. In fact, it's a wake-up call to our government. Yeah, that whenever anything happens, let's take a proactive step. We have laws in this country governing everybody, either Muslim, Christian. We have to obey the law.
True.
Now, this man did allege what happened, and the action is taken. We should not say, because it's Nigeria, because as well, the president is being chanted now, it's a Nigerian. We are swayed away from the substance of the case.
Right.
He's a Nigerian, we know. He knows that he's a Nigerian before he started doing what he's doing over there.
If he did it.
You understand now? So,
Thank you very much,
the law of the land
take its course.
Let it take its course.
I was going to say that when you say that Nigeria as a country should talk to South Africans, I wonder, do we have right standing? Because there's a case in Nigeria where South Africans were killed, and I'll say killed because a synagogue case, and we have not successfully prosecuted that case for how many years now? So when you want to go and meet such a country, they will look at you like, what have you done with the case we have in your own country?
And you remember that the president at the time and the Lagos State governor at the time went to go and shake the pastor.
Well, we haven't successfully dealt with that situation.
And
at least for what we're saying, the case was adjourned to May 3rd.
May 3rd.
So that means that they are working.
Work has started. He's
on
gone to court already.
Like what happened
I wanted
here?
to even say that. You see, the normal thing that our African, let me even narrow it down to Nigerian leaders, what we do is that when we see that there's an issue, instead of you to face the issues, you begin to bring us, divide us on religious lines, on ethnic lines, on what other lines, political lines or whatever. And that is where we always have a problem. You see, that's why you hear statements like, South Africans don't like Nigerians, because they want to start bringing in that sentiment. This is no sentiment. The man has already entered court. They've adjourned the case to May 3rd.
Let me take this call.
Let us see what happens.
Let's take this call.
If he's guilty.
Timothy, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Timothy.
Thank you for doing a fantastic job over there. Well, my little contribution is that, yes, he might be a Nigerian, he might be a clergy, he might be alleged of some malpractices, but yet we should not forget the fact that even when he's in a foreign land, he still has his motherland here domicilized in Nigeria. So we should be able to protect our nationals in diaspora.
Yes, we
no
agree.
matter regard, we should stand up for them. Because if we just give them out to be maltreated in the foreign land, and we are protecting their own nationality down here in our own country, I think there is injustice being meted to them. Thank you
very much, Timothy. Ladies, I wanted to remind you something. Let's not forget very quickly the xenophobic attacks that happened recently. Nigerians, well, at least non-Nigerians or foreigners were killed. Now, because of this, it's important that the South African government, I think, should demonstrate that they are being fair. We don't want to see whereby there are more attacks because of this situation. It's an isolated case. If he did it, fine. But it's an isolated case. It should not become something that will threaten other law-abiding citizens in South Africa.
And I think they have proven that because if he was just arrested and he was not arraigned in court, we would have said, okay, maybe this is witch hunting. But the guy has gone to court and they have adjourned this case. So I think we shouldn't.
In fact, the trial is a quick trial.
It's a quick one.
I think that the Nigerian High Commission in South Africa should just make sure that it's given a fair hearing. That's all. Oluwafemi says these men are men of God, but we have turned them to God of men. As long as molestation is involved, he should have his trial. Samira says, talking about Kemi Adeosun, Nomiye says, I think it is time for Christians to take the word of Christ seriously when he said, by their fruits we shall know them.
This one has fruits, so serious fruits.
Kolawole says, only God knows who is truly serving him. Because with all these stories about men of God, tired person, have a lovely day, ladies.
All right, don't be tired. Just be tired. Go to your Bible and read your own Bible.
Last one, Manuel Ekundaya says, great. Another Nigerian ruined our reputation in the diaspora. Whoa. Very soon, we'll all be banned from traveling out.
All right, that one is just pained. Let's take a break now. When we come back, we're doing a 360 turn because we heard that color therapy is actually very good for you and it can help your behavioral and life issues. Do you agree? We have a guest who's going to take the couch to explain how colors. She's been here before, I think last year or the year before. So she's going to explain to us how the colors we use can help affect our mood. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. So moving away from the pastor's story, we had a report that color therapy is a holistic and non-invasive treatment to bring health and balance to our body and mind. It also said that color has an incredible impact on our mood. How can it be used as a therapy for behavioral and life issues? Joining us is a color therapist, Miss Becky Oyibo. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi.
You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. I know we've had this conversation before on colors, and we still need more information on colors. So tell us about color therapy again. For those that didn't watch that last show, tell us about color therapy.
Basically, you know, before I tell people about the details or, you know, dimensions of how you can use color as therapy, I start by explaining what color really is. Because it's not enough for you to say, oh, it's just blue, red, and green. You know, usually I hear people say color. It's for kids. And I'm like seriously? So let's start from the definition, the real definition of what color is. Color is light breaking down in wavelengths. So what does that tell you? It says it's, you know, energy. It has energy. And because it has energy, it's powerful. Okay, so because it's powerful, it will influence you. How you behave, your mood. You can just come into an environment and you're like, oh, I don't like this environment. Or, oh, it's kind of drowning. Oh, it's depressing. Or you come in and say, oh, wow, lovely, right? So then, because there's perception attached to it, you see.
For a lot of us, we have issues, aside from the dressing part. I want to come into, there's some people's houses I go to and I'm like, wow, I love the way these people's house, you know, it's just welcoming. My house is not like that.
Not true.
What color, for me, what color can I use in my house to make it more? Because you come to my house, it's just like this is a house.
It's you that thinks.
But I want my house to be that,
to be a home.
A home, that welcoming.
What
like,
are the colors that would give
what
that
kind of colors can you use in your house to give
Yes,
that?
first of all, there are appropriate colors for every room in that house.
Okay.
Based on function.
Okay.
So if it's the room,
Living
definitely you want to sleep. You want to rest.
Your bedroom, okay.
Your bedroom,
Okay.
the bedroom, you want to sleep. But then if it's the living room, maybe you want the family bonding kind of thing going on there.
Yeah.
So now that depends on what that will prompt what you should put in there. And then this one color everywhere, I've always said it's a no-no. You don't do that. It's like, okay, now let me give you an example. One of the things that we have going for us, let's say the way your mood changes is basically one of the reasons is your environment. Okay, now if your environment has that power to change your mood, to make you probably depressed. Yeah, so this is why you don't put just one color, because one color is like the effect of that color.
It's all you would face all
that's
through.
all you face all through. And too much of a color activates its negativity. That's how it works. So you have to bring in balance whenever you're using color.
I remember this conversation from last year and you dissecting what I was wearing and me trying to wear bright colors, you know, to brighten up my day. But the environment hasn't changed.
Yes.
So you wear bright color, you don't wear bright color, it's the same pay you will get.
No, it's not. Now, let me tell you one of the reasons. There are 3 major ways we can absorb color. In fact, we have other ways, like color meditation and all. But I would talk about the ones that we do, you know, we're in contact with every other time. Like what you wear, your skin, we absorb color through the skin, through the eyes. Okay, so that means what we see. Okay, and then the environment, like just because I'm here, I feel cold. Because there's nothing stimulating me, okay? Because that's what happens. We need stimulation here and there. Sometimes when you're too like jumpy, hyper, you need to be calm.
Like Wa's lips now is stimulating me.
Okay, so that's how it works. You know, like they always say, when you see this kind of thing, oh, it's bright to you. Now, but if we switch it to people who have issues, behavioral issues, or maybe let's say some serious emotional issues, they will say no, they will reject that.
Okay, I want to ask a question because we're dealing with behaviors and colors. Now, what are, for instance, you have a child that is hyper. Do you understand? What are the colors you should use in your home, the environment, to help curtail that energy that they have within them and help them channel it properly?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, they are very extroverted. That's why they go for these bright colors. So that's who they are. They want to jump, they want to scream. They're very lousy. And like, can't you just keep quiet? You know, you have little kids. Yes, I agree. But then you can't, except when they're like maybe from 9, you can actually say, okay, let me control them. But from like an infant till like maybe 3, 4, 5, I don't think you really have to, you know, hold them down. But basically, do not have too many colors. Okay. That will stimulate them the more. It's like giving them alcohol.
Right. But you know,
so
we have this unwritten rule, like the boys' room is blue.
That's one thing I said I'm going to talk about it today. Now, we need to refrain. I mean, women, mothers, we do that a lot. Okay, boys, blue, girls. What we are doing is actually making these children hate these colors at the end of the day.
Oh, really?
I am not kidding you. Okay. I have met with a whole, yes.
I hate pink.
Exactly. More women hate pink. That's one of the things I've discovered because I keep asking, you know, I do a lot of research. And I noticed that they're like, they're indifferent or maybe, oh, I just don't like it.
True.
And because they grew up seeing this color and, you know, like I saw, there was this 2 teenage girls. I wanted to like change their room and all. And then I told them, so what color do you? They said, who did mommy ask you to ask us? I said, yes. But then I just wanted to, maybe, yeah, I lied because I wanted them to feel good. They said, oh, that's a new one because this room has been painted since when we were 3 and 5. That we grew up seeing this pink. Wow. And I wake up, the elder one say, now I am 18 and I hate this color. I wake up seeing this thing, I hate it. And I'm like, what do you have against your mom? Because now it's not about the pink anymore. It's now moving to
who put this pink there.
Exactly. Yeah. And then most times when you hate pink, you probably have issues, unresolved issues with your mother.
Oh, really?
Or your father. Yes, someone who nurtured you. Yes, because there are like unresolved issues somewhere.
Solutions. So living room, where the family can gather and be calm and watch TV, what colors do you recommend?
Usually, I ask questions. There's like a similar colors that if they're actually if there's bond, whatever in that family, there's always one thing they don't really mind. Like I've asked people that, oh no, I think I don't mind red. This one will say, oh, I love red. The other one will say, but the truth is, they don't mind red. You put a red somewhere
in a living room.
Now let me
put a red somewhere.
Now you see, you're dealing with the people who are using it. It's not you. Like if I'm supposed to design a place,
blue, and I'm like, he wants the whole house to be blue. I'm like, I'm sorry, we can't have it. We can't have
the whole place blue.
But next to him, my bedroom should be blue. He thinks everything now should be blue. And I'm like, no. So we have that issue of
okay,
this room is not going to be blue.
So bedroom.
So what I'm trying to say basically, for the sitting room, you have to bring something that you guys can say, oh, there's a common color. We take like one and then another one that is probably, if the common one is actually a warm color. When I mean a warm color, like there's the orange, the red, the yellow, within the tints, the variations of this color, you can pick that one and then choose opposite or cool. Right. And so if the ones you're choosing is actually a very bright one, you could take the cool one that is more reserved to complement it. Now for the room, I quickly say that you need it to be calm. Now I don't want to say this color because I don't like giving templates, but let me just say the cooler colors work best.
Blue, green.
Yes.
So blue is good?
It's good, but not everywhere.
Gotcha.
Not totally everywhere. You can bring another color, but not a bright one, because that will stimulate you. You will not be able to sleep well. And please, no white.
Becky, so if my room has 4 colors, blue so there are 4 walls.
That's overstimulating.
So I won't sleep.
You're not going to sleep. You won't sleep well in that room. It's not readable. You don't come into a place and then you're everywhere. It's like
so no white in the bedroom.
No, but there's white ceiling everywhere now. Like you wake up and you just see white.
No, white ceiling. The reason is because you don't really stare at the only place I say no to white ceiling are the hospitals. You don't do that because more of the time they're like
staring at
they're staring, and when they do that, it's like blank because white can be so cold, no emotions. It's not stimulating.
Most hospitals actually have white, so they should change it.
The walls are white most times. So you want this person to heal. So that's where I'm like wondering.
If you want to purity and cleanliness, they want to show us the hospital is clean.
There are other places. The corridors can have that. That's why I said based on function. When I did my project, because I just put some few things about my project. When it comes to the maternity ward, it's different from the children's ward, is different from labor room. You know, there are appropriate color for all these places. Don't just put it all white or all blue.
We never noticed that here.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have some colors when I was in labor.
Corroborate that story.
But let me take this call. Okay. Michael, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Thanks for calling. What color are you wearing?
Good morning. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Jerry, I wanted to ask a question. My room has been painted green since like I was 4.
You were cold.
And I was wondering, does this, and anytime I wake up, I just find the green kind of very odd.
Exactly.
And I've been protesting, but the only is just that it's not just color. Yeah, it cannot do anything. It doesn't mean anything.
No, it means
so I don't know if you can enlighten us.
Right.
I mean, what might actually be the cause of this thing?
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Michael.
Okay. What happens is that when the colors you gravitate towards or you're comfortable with talks about a lot of things going on up here, your mind, your mindset. We're talking about some psychological undertones. So a lot of things have changed. Obviously, from 5, like 4, he said 4. I mean, how old is he now? Look at what has happened. Now, experiences, because you're going to have color experience. Now, let me give you an example. You love red so much. By the time the life issues and all, life hits you, black, blue, and, you know, and then you still want to hold on to red. What you naturally tilt towards is wine. You don't do red anymore because you just feel, you know what, I need to contain. Yes, you start doing wine because it has a lot of black. So it has, you know, situations,
and if
your experience that actually
tilts lighter.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes.
We have to take a break. When we come back, because I want you now to, because we're going into the political season. There are lots of political parties with red, blue, what are those their colors?
You know,
whatever.
green.
All those things.
Distracting.
I want you to, it's just distracting. I want you to help us curtail this conversation into where, let's understand the colors we should be looking out for.
Yes.
Kind of colors
That will make you believe that they're honest.
Yes, they're honest. Stay with us, right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
us. I'm going to drop the political angle. I don't want to get in trouble. But
you can advise them now.
But listen, this wearing of black or dark colors. There was a period in my life that I was wearing all black, like black pants, black jacket, the whole works. And recently, I think it was last year, I tried to get my daughter into a school. I was school shopping, and I went for one of the inductions, and all the teachers all had black on. I mean, they were looking all dark. I'm like, I don't want my daughter going to this school. You see, you know, it was just for me. But for them, it showed seriousness, professionalism. But to me as a parent, I'm like, where are the colors in the school? So a lot of women, a lot of people out there actually wear a lot of dark colors. What does that connote?
About 80% of women going through issues like insecurities, life issues, more of emotional issues or stress, they hide under black. It's just, they just see themselves doing more of black. There was one time I was like that. I actually did my laundry and I was trying to pack my, and I saw everything black, and I sat and I said, whoa, because I knew that it was an indicative of something much more. So I needed to deal with that issue and move on. So what do I say? Usually those are signs that you need to talk to that person, or you need to come closer to that person to see what's going on, because you don't just choose any color because you just feel like it. It's because it feels good.
What if it is chosen for
your
you?
Job. Like makeup now.
Job.
Your job is different, because now. What about weekends? What about weekends? What about
events? It's black because you need to blend. You have to be
when she's not doing her job. That's what she's saying.
I know.
Life outside your work. That is what you should be concerned about.
I know a lawyer. We call her diva lawyer, funky lawyer. She has this red nails. Her nails are always very colorful. You see her any other time she's not in court. There's one color thing somewhere. And you see her, you know,
so that's
jolly good fellow.
Let me take this call. Modupe, are you there? I'm so sorry for keeping you for so long.
Sorry, please, I wanted to ask something, because before we run out, the house, you were talking about bringing colors, but some people say that neutral colors are the best, like your warm browns, your creams, beige, that this kind of like keeps your house calm, and that people tilted towards doing that.
Okay, now you said it keeps it calm, but I ask, how long will it keep you calm? Now, what we create now, even in the banks, because I see all this, banks, offices, it's all white or light, off-white, or so. What we're creating are introspective environment. And what does that do? It makes you think more. You think and it's negative. By the time you start thinking about house rent, school fees, and then somebody comes up and then you are wondering why this customer service are not responding well. They are in that place for you. If you come into the bank, for instance, and they say, stay for 5 minutes of it. Oh, please hold on. By the time you stay there for about 30 minutes, it's like you've wasted the whole, you start screaming like, you've been keeping me here. Because it's overwhelming. It's too, it's like there's nothing stimulating.
Michael, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Good morning,
thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Myself, I'm calling, sir.
Welcome to the show, Michael.
That's our second Michael.
Please, I want to ask, madam, please, colors. Do they have any effect age? Because when you're little, you have some color you are attracted to. Then when you are mature, you don't like the colors anymore. I don't know if you can throw more light on that, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I would like to say this. Now, when we start stereotyping this thing and saying, okay, because I'm matured, I shouldn't do colors, what you're doing to yourself is you're removing life out of you. You're reducing your age. I'm not kidding. The way you look at the people who love colors. Maybe, should I mention her name? We all know Betty Rabo. Oh, madam, I just love that woman. Now there is red on her. She's always wearing red. She loves red. She gravitates towards red. She looks younger than her age, and not just because I know her, but there are other people that I know. I can tell. If you see them 50, 60, they are still jumpy. I tell you the truth. They love red, they love orange, or they love yellow.
So these are colors that make you beautiful.
No, but yes, because it's more of that. Now, it doesn't matter if it is your age. Yes, we tend to, because like I said, experience will probably make you want to withdraw.
Right.
Do you understand? You start feeling like, oh, you're not seeing life. Because like I always say, how you judge colors it determines, and it says how you judge life. Okay, so because of that, if you're seeing this particular color, say, oh, it's too bright, that means you probably don't want to lose yourself, you don't want to go all out, you want to control everything, you know, so these are the reasons. But if you see something that is cool and you say, oh, calm, cool, it's because
so that's your person.
That's your person. It's like an extension of you or what you want to be.
All right, let's see some tweets.
We have this tweet. What color should we adopt as a nation to stop corruption?
That's from Pastor Oba Samuel.
I mentioned this thing at one interview. I said, you see the green, every color has the flip side of it, that's the negative and the positive. Now, that particular green, it's all about selfishness.
Oh, really?
It's envy. As, you know, as green as
it also means
envy.
life. Green
That's for the positivity.
Positive.
If you're operating on the negative of that color, green, that particular color, it's immature because that particular color looks like you can eat it. If you eat it, you know you have that.
It's not ripe yet
to eat. So you don't. One of the things about that's why you see them looting, packing things. You know, they just stay like me, myself, and
so
I.
We need to change our national flag.
And if you notice, when we won, I think Nigeria 96 or 90, is it 99 or 96?
Yeah.
Okay, if you notice, it was not that particular green we wore.
We wore white.
We wore white and lemon.
Yeah.
And that was what, and every other time we wear the other green, I don't want to say the negative, but
we
need to change something.
First Minister, okay, we'll take some tweets now. There's something that came to my mind. Maybe that's why we vote for APC, PDP. All the other parties, do you know their colors? They don't have bright colors. They just dull.
So it attracts us.
COA and other parties, maybe we should look for nicer colors.
We love the vibrant colors.
Yeah, so you know
we
what?
love the vibrant
change
colors.
Your party colors so that
right
know
now,
you.
Somebody right now might be depressed wherever they are. Do you understand?
You can't wear red.
Tweet, please.
Akitunde Koka says, it's funny you're talking colors
orange.
Today. On a light note, any color of money is good enough.
Any color of money.
Adebayo says, but one has to be very careful in combining colors so that you don't turn to a rainbow.
So this person is asking that what color should I adopt to stimulate good mood in the bedroom?
Go out to Betty's office and find out. Unfortunately, we have to round up at this time. But thanks for educating us on colors. We got really interested in this topic because of the issue of depression, which I didn't want to talk about because that's a Tuesday topic. But we might actually bring it back at some point to talk on depression because a lot of people wear colors. I want you to help us understand when people are depressed, when they're having emotional issues, based on what they wear, we know. Because we're trying to see, what do we do? What are the friends that need our help? How do we express help? How do we know they're having issues? Many people don't talk anymore.
So as simple as their wardrobe.
What they're wearing is enough to tell you this person needs my comfort. So, but we'll bring you back to talk on depression specifically. All right?
It's fine.
Thank you so much, Betty, for being here.
Thank you so much.
That's all we can take. Political parties, please go and change your colors so that we can vote for you. All right. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.